following program is brought to you with limited commercial interruption.
Today's broadcast is being simulcast in broken English.
I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world.
Welcome to the show that we're doing right now.
What the hell are we doing on this show?
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Let's go.
What is this?
Giggity, 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 goo.
Who else but
The Q.
it's showtime?
Gentlemen, let's get down to business.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yeah, I can dig it, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the QNow. You're listening to the best pop culture, current events, current affairs show east or west of that Mississippi River, hailing from the great city of St. Louis and worldwide at the QNow.com. I am your host, Mark Bland, joined by my co-host, Jason Kull. Oh, there it is again. We are always forgetting to bring Jay in. That's what we're doing. It's on purpose. It's
behind a door.
It's never on purpose.
Forget.
Never on purpose. That other voice you're hearing over there, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than our friend Jenna Roberson.
Yes. All
Welcome
right.
back to the show, Jenna.
Thanks for having me again.
We love having you on. This is our our favorite political candidate.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's an in-house candidate working with us right here. How is the candidacy going, by the way? The campaigning?
Still getting started.
Still kind of getting, like, when do you feel that, when do you feel like you're going to start to hit the ground a little bit when it comes to your campaign?
I never really stopped after last time.
Right.
Yeah, I just kind of figured out ways to just be in the community more and just get out and have conversations with people.
So are you currently in a campaign right this second, right?
Yes.
For HD 63.
Correct.
House District 63.
Winsville.
Out in Winsville, outside of St. Louis. Well, that's interesting because, like, I didn't know if there was, like, a certain, like, by March we want to, like, be here and doing these type of things because that leads into, because it's next year.
I tried that last cycle. I tried to follow the formula that, people kind of guide you along and what to do and where to stand and what to say, right? It didn't work for me. I mean, it got my feet wet in it, and it didn't feel natural to me. I'm not a, uptight politician person. I'm not good at hands. I'm like, hey, what's the problems? Let's solve it. Let's figure it out. We'll get you the most for the least amount of money. Let's see what we can do, right? Just fiscally responsible, like socially
Simple.
progressive, like simple stuff I think most people are. And I found that once I kind of got more into that flow, that I got through to more people as far as talking, having conversations, and maybe things weren't always changed right there, but, we're civil to each other. We can still have conversations.
I got you.
Yeah, and I'm just going to keep going through that. So, no, I'm going to do it different this time. It's not going to be the formal campaign kickoff, hounding people for money. No, I'm just going to keep going with what I'm doing.
No, I think I was more, and that's fair. That's fair. I'm looking at the idea of, like, out there hitting the pavement, like, Do you kind of reserve the majority of that for, like, the last 2 months right before the election? Do you like to kind of spread it out throughout, like, 6 months, 8 months, 10 months?
Usually around, so a lot of people already know they're running. The sign up through this, everybody signs up to run.
Sure.
Registration. That doesn't happen until February and March. It goes for a couple weeks. So a lot of people might already start doing it if they have their literature, but most people it's usually after
once they hit February.
Yes.
March would be the first time they really kind of do
with
anything.
Weather, right? And then people usually at that point they'll be out maybe lit dropping or knocking doors or more things to do when the weather's nicer.
Well, with all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. We have a nice ending to our tournament of pop culture.
Yeah.
The first round of the biggest jerk in TV and movie history. We've done 3 weeks of breakdowns. We've got our last week, which will make our fourth finale, our finalist for the finale.
Member.
That person will be joining the crew that is already there. And then we will do the big blowout next week. I think we got Marcus coming on next week.
Ooh, fun.
So we don't get to talk to Marcus too often. He's been down.
Yeah?
He's been down. Monsieur Boston
has
been down.
I got something from him on Facebook, but I didn't open it.
By the way, you're listening to us on 1280 AM KYRO or WIBH, respectively, 102.5 FM.
Early.
WIBH. And thank you so much for listening to us every single week. You know, since we had WIBH join our broadcasting group and syndicate our show to that section of this region. I don't know how to put that any better. I think it's another section of the region of the Midwest is what it is. Like it's not nationwide or anything like that on a syndication deal, but it is syndicated to another radio station. You know, we have two. We've got two, guys.
All right, two.
And hey, you know what? Two can lead to three, and three can lead to more. Yeah. So we'll see what that happens, if that happens at all.
17-year-old me.
Two can lead to three. Dude, you surprised the hell out of me, okay?
Back when you counted, you remember?
I'm going to go, listen.
That's four.
You said you wanted some edge, but he seemed pretty... You said you wanted some edge on the show. He seemed pretty open in the chat anyway to discuss this. Our boy Jay over here surprised me, caught me off guard in our chat by explaining to me that somewhere out there...
Gotta be.
...is a tape...
Yep.
...floating around of you.
No, and another human.
And, well, obviously...
non-male.
Doing some...
in case you're wondering.
Doing some kinky stuff, sir.
I don't know if we're doing kinky stuff.
He's like, nah, I wouldn't do normal, just normal style.
Normal people doing it stuff.
Fair enough. And you said that you know it was videotaped, obviously.
Yes, we knew we were doing it.
Okay. And somebody's got that out there somewhere.
It's me. It's got to be me.
Okay, that's crazy, dude. I'm just
but
here's the thing.
No, it's
the
probably
reason I brought
inside
this
a
up.
Beauty and the Beast clamshell at Goodwill.
It's very much probably is. That's the problem.
Is going to be traumatized.
It's the mini tapes.
It's the little mini DVDs.
Yeah, so it's the little camera.
Okay, well, never mind that.
All right,
Yeah.
now.
But you can put them inside.
Now, here's the question: is this a video that would be with someone else or with your wife or like? Okay, never mind. Too personal. Don't worry about it.
It wouldn't surprise anybody. How
fair enough.
It wouldn't be shocking. It wouldn't be a scandal.
Okay, got it. All right. So the reason we don't need all that. I'm not worried about that.
So anyway, here's how it begins.
Thanks, Jay. Keep going. Slower. No. Jason,
UPS.
The reason I brought this up is that is one of those things where most people would kind of play that close to the vest. Now, I've known you for a while. A while. And the reason it's surprising to me is not because that I don't think that you have that capability within you. I totally know.
Very tech savvy.
Yes, I feel that you definitely are the type of person who, if they chose to go down certain roads, I would believe it. And this is one of those roads. Like, I believe it. At the same point, you don't come off untypical, like your typical day-to-day personality of who you are as a person.
I'm very calm now and fatherly.
Yeah, you don't fatherly, very fatherly, especially after that night. We were very fatherly.
After that, it was like, listen,
very fatherly.
We've got to take this serious.
We definitely have to start dating and putting lots of money together.
We can't just,
well, you know what? To be honest, in hindsight,
somewhere he was there.
You've been married how long?
22?
Since
21. We'll be 22.
Okay, and I'm going on 20 this year, coming up.
Right? Look at us.
And you've been married prior as well as you are married currently?
I'm not married.
You're not married, no.
You've been married and engaged.
You've been married.
I have been married.
I got you.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But no, currently not. Over 12 years.
Okay, fair enough.
I've been married or engaged since I was like
all of
9.
us know how relationships are, and they know how expensive they can be, especially that dating side of things when you kind of look back. Everything. But when you look back on it and you're just like, no, if you're married to your wife and you're happy, fine, great. You got what you wanted out of the situation. My point being, if you look back on it, you still go, wow, we dropped a lot of money on this and a lot of money on that. Right? And we were dumb about this because we were young and we didn't understand. It's like, it's an expensive endeavor to become in a relationship. Like, it's not a cheap thing. So this idea is like, wow, like you got to invest into that. I don't know.
You're like, can I have all that money back right now?
For sure.
One check.
Yeah. One check right now. Oh, my goodness.
I would be rolling.
Listen.
I'd be different.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Different people money. What?
They came up to you and they said, listen, I'll give you a 5-year span of your life, anywhere in that 5 years. Okay? You got to choose where the section of your life, out of all the years you've lived. How old are you, 51?
50.
50.
Yeah.
50. So out of 50 years, you got to choose, a 5-year section of your life, and we'll section it off there. We'll give you every dime that you spend in that time period right back to you. We'll give it back to you, but just that 5-year period. That's only 5 years. Where would you go? Are you going younger years? Did you had some good young years, or the last 5, the most recent?
The older your kids get, the more expensive they become.
I'd go younger, probably like.
But if you're talking like fun,
22 to 27 area, maybe like early to mid 20s around that.
You feel like that's when you personally benefited the best in your life financially?
Yeah, everything was free and clear. I was still living at home with mom and dad, or I was away at college.
I
didn't have all this, expenses. I didn't pay internet, cell phone, nothing. Just free money.
Now, if you're telling me I don't have to be sentimental, I can just go on fun, then maybe put me back like 94 to 99.
I'm just saying they come to you and they say,
right there.
I'm just saying they come to you, and I get it, most bang for your buck, but maybe you didn't have your best 5 years when you're at this age just because you're older and been around. Like maybe you had your best 5 years as a salesman between the ages of 28 and 32. You know what I'm saying? So like in that 5-year span, you're like, man, dude, I made like $60,000 a year at that time. That might be better off than where you're at now. I have no idea. That's why I was saying that 5-year span. And I'm like sitting there thinking, I was like, man, probably like 12 to 15, 16 for me.
Can you imagine being some really super successful telemarketer in the 90s and then into the 2000s, suddenly they're shutting you down and it's over, You got to go find another job and that's all you've done. You're completely worthless to any company.
It was the most painful job I ever had.
Oh, I never did it. My brother did it.
Just painful. It was
just,
and I like to talk. Guys, I like to talk. Like, this is not a far drum
Betty, but
for
what
me.
if I added another hammer into your head?
I just don't understand.
Mark, you've got to go.
I feel like so let down by that profession because I tried it and it droned on and it bored me and it made me hate wanting to talk or do anything because it was repetitive. It was too repetitive. And the other problem was it was the cold calling. At the time that I was doing it, cold calling was the thing. And we're talking about the early 2000s, late 90s.
Getting all them phone calls. And they always seemed to be run by guys who looked like it would be dangerous
like
to go
96,
home with them.
97. That's what years we're talking about.
Like they just look like you don't want to go home with him alone.
Pre-caller ID time, huh?
Like you might not come out.
Dude, I'm not going to lie to you. Were you a wedding DJ too? Did you do that? We talked about this before.
Into clubs.
Where were you? What company were you with?
Prime Cuts, where they were.
And I was with. They were up in Iowa.
Yes.
And I was with Complete Music.
Okay.
And
we did parties, weddings.
I'm gonna be honest. Being a DJ like for weddings and stuff back in like 1996, 97.
It was fun.
First off, was a lot of just map books. And trying to figure out how to get highway to the locations, like without like Google Maps.
Yeah.
This is even before MapQuest. This is before MapQuest, where I could have like the actual this is Street Guides day. These DJ gigs, man, they could be sketch. And I'm working for like weddings and stuff, and they're paying like $1,000, $800, whatever it was at the time for that wedding.
My cell phone was like the size of your microphone.
For sure.
It was huge.
For sure. You had a bag with it.
Having a big bag and a clear front.
You were one of those guys who had the bag cell phone?
I got a Radio Shack.
What? Were you just that pretentious of a guy or something?
I could get it for free.
What was that all about? You're just like, yo.
It was so expensive. It was hundreds of dollars at the end of the month. I was like, what? I can't pay this. I was like, what is a DJ?
I love how you're you're like surprised to this day. Like you're right here on the microphone live. You're like, I don't even understand.
I don't know.
Like,
it might be dragging me down to this day. They won't let me go. Only if they knew. It was so cool. The calls were terrible. Took forever. You'd finish it and it'd wait 20 seconds. It's like, hang on, talk fast. This is $5. What I just said.
Jason, I know you're laughing now, but what I'm getting ready to say may be no laughing matter.
We haven't said anything.
It may be no laughing matter here in a second. Because
oh God,
you might be having to do that in America controlled by a dictator named Donald
gonna get
J.
arrested.
Trump. But only for one day. Only for one day. Only for one day.
Have
purge.
sex with a man.
Only for one day.
Man.
Only for one day.
Well, you talk about things you've done for your country. What about that?
Our friend Donald Trump has stepped into it. And we're going to talk a little bit about that.
He had an oops moment.
We're gonna talk a little bit about that when we come back here on the show. We're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, Donald Trump, dictator, but only for one day. Only for one day. I want you guys to understand that. We'll be back on the Q Now right after this.
'Cause I'm in the stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night light.
1280 a.m. KYRO. WIBH. News Radio KYRO.com. Love you all out there in Radio Land. Welcome back to the Q Now. Jenna Roberson is over there.
Hey.
Jason Kull's back over there.
He is.
We were talking about a dictatorship.
Yeah.
Our friend Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, decided to go on to a interview with Sean Hannity.
Mm-hmm.
And while sitting there with Mr. Hannity, I don't have it up in front of me, and I really don't care to
even
play
gave him
Trump
another
stuff.
chance.
I mean, I could look it up.
Now, are you sure?
Double down.
All right. He's like,
I'll give him that,
day
man. He
one.
will double down with the confidence.
Why wouldn't he? The world he lives in, they don't even know he's doing this. They don't know. They don't know. Newsmax doesn't tell him. The internet's not telling him.
But, ladies and gentlemen, where we're at now is we have Donald Trump was asked a question directly about the idea of a dictatorship and if he would be someone in line to do something like that. And he responded simply and directly, ladies and gentlemen, and said, yes, on day one.
Yeah.
But for only one day.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, but
only for one day.
because of this.
And close the borders and drill.
Isn't that so dumb? You know, the stuff that he doesn't know that is so easy to look up is astonishing. We drill now more than we did when he was president.
That's right.
It's at an all-time high.
Everything.
So saying drill is so stupid.
There's been more border stoppages. And there's been more corrals at the border since Joe Biden has been president.
Woman? Blackburn.
Marsha Blackburn.
Oh, she's always posting on Twitter.
She's mental.
170,000 pounds of fentanyl seized at the border. It's out of control.
That sounds like
wow, that's a pretty good thing.
It's a good job,
I
right?
think she thinks seized means gotten away.
I think maybe they're trying to imply that it's not that it's being seized; it's that people have the audacity to want to bring it here.
Yeah, well, obviously there was 4,000 times more that made it. But you know what? Imagine though being Trump. Everything you say doesn't matter because Newsmax will never show it.
Right.
So you could literally say anything.
Whatever you want. Anything. Anything
it
you want
doesn't matter. I would like to think that I would still be a good person if that was my case. Like, if I could do anything I wanted because the people I wouldn't want to know I was being awful, they would never know. No matter what I did, they were just like, "You didn't do anything." You know? I think I don't know.
Our problem
people might be crazy.
One of the issues that I have with this is that we also, at the same time, I think it's Wyoming. Was it in
Wyoming's
Wyoming?
fault.
Well, no, wasn't it in Wyoming where it's the election denial situation where they just admitted to it and overturned it and said that they were
the ones that
they maybe it's
wrong?
Montana or Wyoming, one of those states.
One of those they
just literally this past week overturned the election denial stuff, and they claimed that they were trying to subvert the election of 2020 through their claims and lied to whatever it was. And I'm just
where
sitting
the
there.
servers went, right?
But here's the problem.
Isn't that where they took the secrets?
Right, but here's the thing.
Hard to say.
This is that nail in that coffin on what was really going on.
Oh, it was 100%.
It was obvious after we had the Georgia election call.
Yep.
Asking for the votes, looking for the votes, find me those votes.
Yep.
After we had that was the smoking gun that said, okay, he did try to meddle in an election. That was straightforward meddling in an election.
I've always said, try that in your local election. Have Jenna the night of election, call the county election board and be like, hey, who's on duty? Go find some votes.
Yeah.
Jenna would be arrested
She would.
the next day. And we'd be arrested too because we'd probably be like drunk and be like, find votes.
Start marking them.
Right.
Where's the spares?
We're like, what are we getting arrested for?
Jason's over there. Yeah, my name's Mark Bland.
Yeah, right.
Mark Bland. I host a radio show.
Right. You know me.
I can show you where I'm from. Mark Bland.
Right.
Write that down. That's who you're arresting right now.
Undo these cuffs and I'll go outside and I'll show you what's going on. Boom, run, book it. Old school style, like I was 13.
But I don't understand I'm not surprised by the brazenness. That's not a surprise at all.
No,
okay?
no.
The brazenness is not a surprise.
That's him. That's how he thinks business is done.
This idea that you think I think that Trump really thinks in his head. Right? Let me. You know how I like to shush. Shush. Let me. Shh. I have to turn off all the mics except for mine, Jenna, and I have to shh everybody, and I have to calm them down and get them ready for this piece of information that we're getting. Yeah, something like that. And literally, shh. Here's the deal. I think that it's safe to say at this point, Donald Trump might be the largest criminal to ever hold the office of President of the United States of America. Now, that's all I wanted to put out there out into the ether. I know that those words in that order have been spoken yet, possibly a million times. I'm not sure. You guys can go figure that out for yourself. But, you are telling people on day one the reason George Washington and all of those guys signed that document. And literally, if they heard one of their dudes standing around them say those words, literally would have been like, like stockades now. Like,
right, you're locked up.
Oh, no, they would have hung him. They would have just taken him out. Like, they were talking the 1700s. Like, that was it. He was dead. Like, they were just going to hang you. There was no prosecution, guys. There was just blood feud anger. Oh, you killed my brother? I'm going to kill you. That was it. There was I'm going to go get the cops. The cops don't come around until years later.
You know what I'm hoping? I'm hoping
this is the Revenant all day long.
I'm hoping there's enough former military guys that get together, make a pact, get some money, get a commercial where they come out and just say, like that John Kelly and Millie, and just tell them, this guy's crazy. Like, let Kelly say it on camera what he did and said, called them losers and what's in it for them, suckers. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Not to get that guy in the wheelchair away from me that looks terrible.
There's got to be
Come on, man. You want that guy president?
They don't. Maybe there's a privacy clause. I don't know, but I can imagine the politics of that. I mean, that is... That's a nuclear bomb, is what that is.
Give me a break. This guy's
it is
awful.
And then it's going to make it look like they're trying to sway a military coup.
Like, if Ron DeSantis makes you look 1,000 times better.
Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed in America right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dead serious. I'm kind of disappointed in America. Like, it might be one of the first times in my life I have to look myself in a mirror and say that I'm disappointed with America right now, because there ain't no one out there, not one single one of you at all on this entire country's bordered green grass. Not one single person out there that finds this dude so infuriating that you ain't willing to go take that shot? Stop it. Stop it. This dude is infuriating to no end.
I mean, vote for DeSantis. It's crazy, but even if he wins, he's not going to be as
By the
bad.
way, did you see that absolute brutal takedown Newsom did to DeSantis? Did you see that?
DeSantis.
Oh my gosh. Once again, shows are recorded before we get to see certain things, and those happen on nights that we did the shows, and it's like, oh man, we missed this. Like, that Newsom was like, he's like, listen, hey, neither one of us are going to be the nominee. Neither one of us.
Right.
We have to just admit this. Like, and it was kind of like that moment in 8 Mile where he like takes all the wind out of the other rapper at the end of the movie. Like,
you're terrible.
He took it, like, he just took all of his rhymes from him. Like, it was that kind of moment. Like, it felt like, wow, he just said the quiet part really, really loud and like deafening. And then the worst part about it is DeSantis was like frazzled at that point. Like he realized it was true. And that's how Newsom started the debate off. Like this was a back and forth discussion and debate technically. Mm-hmm. And this is how he started it off. That's wild. And from there, he dismantled him. He was like, he proved every point of every Florida thing and all like the COVID stuff, all like he just dismantled him. I got a lot of newfound respect for Gavin Newsom after that debate.
He was good.
I'd really like to see. Honestly,
he's been a wonderful surrogate.
I'm going to be really, really, really angry at America twice. If a guy like Joe Biden couldn't step down and you guys couldn't embrace a guy like a Gavin Newsom.
I would get right behind
I'm not
I'd be
saying,
upset.
Listen. I don't like these Mitt Romney looking John. What was his name? John, the one who went against Bush in 2004.
McCain.
No, not McCain.
No,
Kerry.
John Kerry. John Kerry. That long face, that tall, long face kind of vibe that they all got going on. I don't trust those dudes too much. But at the same point, Newsom says what I believe. Like when he speaks some of those things, I feel that's how I would present them or have presented them myself on this show. And I don't follow Gavin Newsom on any social media. I'm not a person who was like.
I might.
I mean, I've known of.
I might. There's a possibility I do.
Oh, I do now.
Yeah, I probably do.
I was of the understanding that he existed. And I knew that he was the governor of California.
And he's Kimberly Guilfoyle's ex-husband.
Oh, my
back
God.
when she didn't look like
so ugly.
Not then she did it. Not then she did it.
No, I'm not going to come on, Jenna.
Hate ages you, and she looks like a statue gargoyle.
No. You're trying to be nice.
Hate and cocaine.
You're trying to be nice.
And botched Botox make you look like a horrible person.
Jason,
I don't think we need to bring her looks into it.
She's a terrible enough person.
Genuinely bad.
She can have a blank face.
No, it's all of it. No, she looks bad. She looks bad.
And she looks like evil. Like, it's not that she's ugly and like, oh, God, she's ugly. Ha, ha, ha.
Listen, I did my best. I'm not going to push too hard on defending Kimberly Guilfoyle, but my objections are noted.
No, but I'm saying, like, it's more than, like, looks. She looks evil. Like, she doesn't look like a good person, like a nice person.
The kind of angled up
features,
she like just pulled a little bit.
If I was making like a monster movie, she'd be my monster evil girlfriend, like the evil version of my normal.
It always looks like a Botox job gone wrong.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not picking on her looks. I'm saying she looks evil, not ugly.
But it always looks like a Botox job gone wrong, and that's literally what it is. Like it's a Botox job. Sorry.
Like if I'm the devil and I'm going to make hate in your face, it's going to be that. It's going to be
listen.
Botox
And by the way,
cocaine and Botox parties.
By the way,
cocaine in your face.
My name's Mark Bland. I'm not hiding behind it. I'm out there. I'm good. Like, I listen, I don't hate Kimberly Guilfoyle, the human being, because I think she is the most evil, wretched thing that's ever walked this earth. No. Do I prescribe to her ideas and thoughts and ideologies? No. Do I think that she is presenting honest and fair ideologies or beliefs to people? No, I don't. At the same point, I'm not going to wish death on anybody. I don't wish death on Trump. I don't wish death on Trump.
I don't care if she died. Jesus.
There are things that surprise me.
I think she looks evil, but I don't know.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Crazy about it. Evil.
There's things that surprise me, but outside of being surprised by them,
I would be shocked. There's lunatics everywhere.
Yeah. And by the way, we put ourselves out there on a political radio show on a Fox network every single week. And we say things that people do not like.
Get their gall up.
Hey, there's things I see on here that
Liberal
Roberson over here doesn't even like.
Liberal
While I'm saying it. Like, that's a true statement. And, you know, when we wrap it all back around, guys, and we tie it up in a pretty little bow, at the end of the day, I guess it just doesn't matter what realities. These people are nuts.
They are. But isn't it funny, though, with Facebook, you see, like, people, like, you went to high school with or maybe a year or two younger or a year or two older, and you're like, oh, my God, it makes sense. You were a total jerk. Obviously, you were into Trump. Obviously, or this girl.
Something.
Yeah, you were just like a total jerk.
It just takes time for you to get older and realize what, you know.
This is what who you are. It's like, oh, okay, blah, blah, blah.
Biff Tannen.
Yeah, there you go. Biff Tannen. Exactly. Exactly. Who is in our Final Four?
Yes.
The jerky jerk.
Biff Tannen has made
He's a jerk
the
through
Final
multiple
Four.
decades.
Yes, he was.
He's a Western jerk. He's
all kind of jerks. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that when we get there. Hey, stop. Calm down. Calm down. God, we got to tease these women. Not everybody's just a porn tape to rewind over and over. Calm down.
That's a punching bag.
Oh, rewind.
Be kind, rewind.
Okay.
With my thumb. Just wind that back. Takes 6 hours.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break here on the Q Now. When we come back, my next topic I want to get into is another one that just kind of popped up out of the complete blue. Our friend Kevin McCarthy. We're going to talk about him.
Yeah, right.
So we will
out
be
of here, losers.
back on the Q Now after this. No, you won't.
I will never quit.
Right?
Never back down.
He's like, oh, man, I'm so mad right now. I'm so mad right now.
Welcome back to the Q Now. The three of us hanging out with you on this beautiful Saturday.
Hello.
Thank you for spending your time with us. We love spending our time with you out there in radio world.
I don't know if Mark does.
Jason just comes here to hang out with Jenna.
She wasn't here last week.
Yeah.
She wasn't here last week, right?
Looked nothing like Jenna.
You look.
It was a man.
It was a guy.
Somebody else.
It was a guy.
They just used my name.
He had a cool name, though. He was nice. I like that guy.
Former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy,
the road schmuck,
dramatically announces that he will not be seeking re-election and will instead retire from Congress at the end of the month, capping his failed career with a defeated exit, of course. The history books will not be kind to this man. McCarthy's lasting legacy will be enabling the rise of Trumpist fascism and the humiliating manner in which he was ousted as Speaker by the far-right wing of his own toxic party, marking the first time in history that the House voted to oust its own leader. I have decided to depart the House at the end of this year to serve America in new ways, said McCarthy, who has never served anyone but himself his entire life. Okay, guys?
Yeah, he's a public servant.
I know my work is only getting started since McCarthy is retiring early in shame. California's Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom will have to call up a special election.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody has to clean up McCarthy's mess.
He lives in a pretty big Republican district.
But guys, he's not retiring because he wants to. He's retiring because he knows nobody will vote for him again.
And he's out of power.
That's what it is.
He's not even finishing his term. He's just peacing out.
That's the thing. He's not in power. He's not in leadership now. He has no sway. No one cares.
Well,
and he sees the writing on the wall. So with that McHenry, he's split in two.
On top of it, I mean,
they see what's happening.
Republicans are resigning their majority too. They're down like 2 seats.
They've got 2.
McCarthy's going. Santos is gone.
Santos will flip.
There's another dude from Ohio that's leaving to go to president of college or something.
Yeah. Ohio is full of dorks.
Dude, this ungovernable mess will hit a new level. It really will. I mean, it really will.
People.
And by the way, as we have, like we talked about for the last 2 segments, Trump just sitting there fanning the flames, making things worse. Guys, prepare for 2024 to be deadly.
If he wins, we will have our Mussolini term. It'll be our Mussolini moment. It'll be
Jay,
our
let me ask you a question.
European.
That'll
be it.
They come to your house at all. At all.
Kick in the door. Come here.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't have a gun. So
you're just gonna.
Oh, you know what? By then, I'll probably own a firearm.
But you're gonna probably start shooting, right?
Well, yeah, kick in my
like
door.
you're not gonna back down. Like it's life or death.
Arrest you either.
Right. It's life or death.
Yeah, you're getting taken out back.
No knock warrants in the Second Amendment cannot coexist. So you take your chances if you're going through my door.
They'll kill cops. They did.
Well.
She was not cops. She was a EMT, right?
Who?
So all that bootlicking,
Rihanna.
Yeah.
Yes.
all that bootlicking from McCarthy for nothing.
Night. That's what I was gonna
For
say.
absolutely
Threw it all
nothing.
away.
Threw
to
it all away for
leave.
nothing to leave.
And you did, and you, yeah, okay, you were Speaker of the House, but ha ha ha, right? Come on, you were Speaker of the House, like
How many votes?
Like a
was it?
laugh of
19?
a joke,
right?
Yeah.
Like what? 5 months?
Yeah, and you got it. How? Come on, that's like
It's ridiculous.
that's like you're dating the
Sorry.
prom queen, but it's 20 years later, and she's had 4 years of meth addiction. Congratulations,
it's
you
really-
did it.
You know what I found absolutely appalling the other day when I thought about it?
Him.
Jay, it has been, what was it? Was it a little over a year? I think it's been like a little over a year
Yeah.
since on this show we've had an actual government policy or thing to discuss that was in the works or being discussed. The last thing,
Oh yes.
infrastructure bill.
Yeah.
That was the last major thing
Yeah.
that we all talked about.
Now it's the funding.
Now it's just Donald Trump indictments,
Yeah.
criminal enterprises,
We find out more and more every
dictatorships,
day.
dictatorships, weird Ramaswamy and Christie fistfights at dumb debates, arguments that don't mean anything. This is where we're at. This is where we're at. I can't even do my job as a political broadcaster properly because you guys don't even give me anything political to discuss. That's how pathetic this has become.
Yeah, you're not passing anything.
Listen. Our two topics were the potential former president who might become the future president, potentially, right?
Trying to pass legislation to never leave.
Becoming a dictator. And then Kevin McCarthy, a failed Speaker of the House, quoting himself and stating, I am retiring. That's it. I don't want nothing more to do with this. That has nothing to do. Neither of those stories.
Someone offered him
none
cash
of this
to
time.
run
None of this.
something. He's gonna run.
I'm not
he's gonna
saying.
run a
Listen.
PAC or something.
Consulting
Listen.
or
I don't want
Something
you.
like that, yeah.
I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea out there. Okay. I understand that it is talking about politics. We are talking about political matters, and these are things that do sway and change the way political boats swim. At the same point, I want some substance. Like, I can only have Doritos in every flavor so many times before I explain to you it just tastes like a tortilla chip, and it just has a different flavor. It's still a tortilla chip.
Yeah, but we don't want to give people the wrong idea. But we do hate Kevin McCarthy.
Correct.
I didn't know if you guys. I want people to think we didn't. Of course we do.
Oh, we hate him.
Awful. He's the most terrible human on earth. He deserves everything that's going to follow him.
He's a pretty putrid piece of trash.
Right?
He's a coward.
Exactly. Goes down, Mr. President. Take a picture with me.
Please.
Excuse me.
Come on. I know you said people try to kill me, but
Go get some
come on.
out there.
Yeah, right.
I feel like,
It smells like warm bologna.
Oh no.
but I just want some substance, guys. I think that to cap that off properly, I want some substance in my news. I want some substance in the things I'm talking about.
Yes.
We had another mass shooting happen.
Yeah, college campus.
Nevada.
Yes, UNLV.
Vegas.
I'm not even really going to talk about it. I mentioned it. I want you to know that we understand that the news is out there. I'm just sick of coming on here and talking about, these people got angry again because of more people being angry all the time and just wanting to hurt each other.
Really, everything that we've talked about politics, really in the last year, you could also find on the gossip page.
And by the way, that is not to demean the lives of those lost at UNLV.
No, of course. We're not being flippant.
We're not
it just
being
happens
flippant.
a lot.
It just happens
And
so
we're kinda
often now,
sick of it.
and we're kind of done with it. And I'm sorry. Like, I don't speak
stop.
on behalf of Jason or Jenna.
No,
they speak for themselves.
I know.
But, like, I just need some substance. I need some bills, something that's going on. There was something I wanted to play for you guys. Elon Musk had posted this cross-examination. Basically, in one of the Senate Intel committees or whatever like that, they have the presidents of 3 colleges.
Yes.
And they were asking about genocide. And if talking or promoting genocide was proper. Now, what I wanted to play for you was this audio clip. I'm having issues pulling this audio or this clip for you guys so that you can hear it yourselves. Sadly. But what I thought was crazy about it was they're going after these universities. What she's trying to argue when she's asking the questions as the senator, okay, she's trying to argue that the words or the idea of promoting genocide, whether it's mean or not mean. And what the ladies who are... Mean. Well, hold on. And I'm not saying that this isn't an educated lady herself. Yeah, Obviously, she's a senator. She could be very highly educated.
Could be. Or she could try to fight you.
But sure.
In the Senate committee.
or she could jerk me off at a Beetlejuice show.
Right?
So
I could go like, oh, thank you, Congressman, woman, for coming with, oh my God.
You can have a lot of powerful positions.
Wow, you look stunning in your dress.
Yes.
Let me massage your boobs.
Okay. All right.
That's how it turns. I've seen it.
But here's my point. My point is they're trying to explain to the senator, hey, listen, yes, we understand that this is mean and it stands like it's a mean thing that someone can do. She's like, is it or is it not? This is a yes or no question.
God,
it's like,
vomit.
yes, the idea that it is mean, yes, is your answer that you want. Yes, it is mean. But what they're trying to explain to you is context is really important. And I'll explain why. Jason, I told you were part of this off the air anyway.
Yes.
So the context is important because how do we protect your First Amendment, your free speech? How? Well, the ability to say certain things. Like, you are not free of consequences from yelling fire in a theater. You're not free of that. You will get consequences for doing that. Not cool.
Yeah.
And it's illegal.
Right.
But at the same point, you will still be able to pull it off.
Yep.
You will still be able to scream fire or bomb on a plane or whatever it is. You'll be able to do it. Your vocal cords will not have been cut. You will not have been stopped. Your speech will have not been impeded whatsoever. That moment, you will have said it to the world and gotten away with it. And no one will have stopped you at all, which, by the way, that is your First Amendment free speech protected.
Brought to you by your government.
But you're arguing about whether something's mean versus not, and they're trying to, all three of the ladies tried to explain to you, these presidents of these universities tried to explain to you, it depends on the context in which the genocide talk is going to be used. The context is like, if it's attacking someone for the purposes of and demeaning, then yes, obviously. But if it's a professor
on it,
but if it's a professor on
anthropology or something,
it's a professor on stage in an anthropology class that's explaining about it, or the structures of society within a social studies class. Guys, that's First Amendment speech protected right there,
and it's called taking classes.
But I'm just saying.
I mean, it's called learning. It's not a great subject, but it happened.
But my point,
it's history, and you need to learn it.
But see, the reason that goes hand in hand with the substance comment that I made there, because one of them is from a point of view of stupidity.
Yes.
Simpleness.
Idiot.
A simpleton. Like, no, that's not the answer I'm looking for. They keep explaining to you they want to give you context.
Yes.
So that they can be more detailed, which can be more accurate. And accuracy is what everybody's trying to get at, right? When you lean in for a kiss with a girl, you want her to feel special. You want her to feel good.
Say threatened.
I was okay, but you want her to feel good about it. Like,
yes, of course.
You don't want the kiss to come off awkward or bad because that is horrible.
You don't want them to back away.
Exactly. So same idea here, guys. It's very simple. It's very simple.
This
very
is
simple. My goodness, Jason, you were just on one tonight. You want to do porn? You want to kiss people? Keep staring at Jenna? Jenna wrapped a strap.
Oh, that is Jenna.
Yeah, she got the strap on.
I'm not wearing my glasses.
All right. You got to put those back on. It's blurry. That's why it looks so big. It's blurry.
I knew you were lying. Oh, the camera filters.
Did you just try to turn that back on me and it failed? Oh.
Sir, it's not as big as you said.
All right. How much of what you see on social media is real? How much do you think, Jay?
What do you mean, like that's their life?
How much
or are you talking
of
about
what
facts?
you physical see, like the stuff
40%,
you see?
40%.
You say 40%.
40%.
Jenna, what do you say?
Because that's all there is for news organizations.
I'd say
There's 40%.
I'd say 60.
You say 60%.
Maybe 40 to 60. In that range falls real news or things that are real that people posted.
All right. If social media isn't addictive, then why do we spend so much time looking at it, even though we know that most of it isn't real? A new survey found that Americans believe only 37% of the content on social media is real. That includes struggling to separate authentic images from the ones with hidden filters, Photoshop, and other edits, but it's much more than that. People are skeptical of targeted advertisements nowadays, as well as influencer content like those products that can be pitched as friendly tips and hacks, but are actually scripted and paid promotions. There's also the businesses that friends and followers try to sell you on, which are often pyramid schemes and multi-level marketing, bots, and spam profiles. Overall, 74% of Americans admit they can always tell what's real and what's fake, and 71% of people think it will get harder to determine what's real and what's not over the next 10 years, with AI and other technologies handling that business.
Yeah.
So, there you guys go. 37% is what they assume.
Yep.
Have you seen those iPhone 15 commercials where it has them like taking multiple pictures and switching their faces individually?
Yeah.
That stuff creeps me out.
Right?
Like, no, I'm
you
I'm
were
good.
there.
Yeah.
Look at
Wait, what do you
That's
mean?
a picture of
it's
you.
iPhone 15 and it switches their face.
Yeah.
My wife's got an iPhone 15.
Could you
I think that's
imagine
what it was,
if
15,
I had
so
that when I was a
people have
teenager?
their eyes closed. They can take a couple of pictures and take the best one from each picture of each person and put it into one
Yep.
picture.
See, I'm telling you,
the
people I went to high school with, if
ability
that
to do it
existed
is
in
what's
1988, they would have taken a picture of someone, put their face on it, and posted it and be like,
Jay,
look what I did.
I'm glad you mentioned 1988.
That was the greatest year ever.
I can admit to you this one thing, sir.
For
I
music,
guarantee you there's got to be someone.
There's somebody during that
in
time.
These 16 competitors.
When's that one? When did
for the next round of the Tournament of Pop Culture, and we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back,
Fatal Illusion?
Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attraction.
Oh,
Is she
yeah.
on there?
I won't be ignored, Dan.
Right?
Yes.
There's your bunny.
All right.
Whoa, you were worth it.
So when we come back, we are going to run through 16 more in the final to figure out the biggest television or movie jerk of all time. And we're going to do that right after this. .5 FM, WIBH, 1280 AM, KYRO, News Radio, KYRO.com. The QNow, Mark Bland, Jason Kull, Jenna Roberson. And it is time for us to do our Tournament of Pop Culture, week number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, as Depeche Mode brings us back. Biggest television or movie jerk of all time. Either one, television or movie. We've had all kinds of players. We have 3 in the finals already. Today, we are going to put a 4th and final person into the finals, where we will decide next week who the ultimate TV jerk is. Now,
big jerk.
Or movie jerk. Either one.
More of them. Either or.
The first 3 rounds of this have been interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Round 2 really was a contentious round for a lot of different players. Round 1 was kind of put us on the map, kind of gave us where we're at. The last one was a little, I don't know. I felt it kind of got a little flat somewhere near the end of it, but that's okay. That's okay.
There were a couple unknowns.
There was a couple unknowns, and I feel like there's some unknowns here, too.
Because James didn't even know some of them, and he directs films.
That's true. That's true.
He's an expert.
He's a film director. And
he is a director. Give me that look.
All right. So, first up, in our first bracket, we have Squidward from SpongeBob.
He is a jerk.
Man, he is a jerk.
Right?
And I mean, literally.
He's annoying,
listen,
too. He's
here's
like,
the best part,
"Hey,
though.
Mom."
But once again, he has those moments where he tries to, like, get sentimental, and then SpongeBob and what's his name? Is the starfish. Patrick. They always conspire to like get him back.
Yeah.
And so it always backfires on him. So he ends up going back to being an
like,
unhappy and angry boss
Like, I can't believe
every
I
single
told
time.
you what I told you.
Now, he's going up against a jerk that is just, I think it's more the idea of what you become when you become a jerk. Venom.
He's evil,
From
though.
Spider-Man.
Like, he's brutal.
That's right. Venom.
He's not really jerky. He's terrifying.
I mean, I guess Venom, the Venom movie too. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like you could go whatever.
Yeah,
It's
Venom's
Venom.
not funny like
it's
that.
the idea of Venom.
Not even likable.
I feel like this is Squidward.
Yeah, he's more jerky. Venom's evil.
I just feel like Squidward also has a little bit more play and value. You know what I'm saying? Venom's just going to get angry and eat you really quickly. And like I said, that's not really a jerky. We love the lovable jerk has become like kind of the prototype of where you want to be.
Ever since Mr. Roper.
And Squidward is kind of, that was round
or
one.
Archie, maybe.
Or Archie was first round.
That's 50 years.
Squidward kind of is that vibe.
Or I guess
like
you could go back to
the cranky get off my yard kind of guy. That's
Honeymooners.
Squidward. He is that cranky person. I got to go Squidward. I'm going Squidward.
Yeah, Squidward.
Everybody's going to go Squidward.
Everybody does
it. Because Jason.
Yeah.
Because he likes
Follow me.
inside of him.
Yes.
All right. The next one's a little bit of closer matchup. We have Job Bluth of Arrested Development. That's right. Spelled G-O-B. Job. And he's going up against Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, Barney's really
which is
Barney's
what's his name?
more bitchy, though.
It's Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, he's more like picky and irritating, but he's jerky though.
I've never seen either of these.
Oh, Barney's pretty jerky. The other guy I'm not super familiar with. But
David Cross plays Joe Bluth.
He's weird, more than jerky.
He is weird.
Yeah,
but he's got a smarminess about him, and honestly,
he's definitely evil. Like he's like a little soap opera plotter.
I would go exactly. That's exactly what his whole character is supposed to be. It's supposed to be this bad. Arrested Development is basically like this bad soap opera that's going
it's
on.
An awful family,
and
except one guy, but he's still kind of bad though.
I would go Job. Personally, I'm not against Barney Stinson. I think Barney's great.
I would also go Joe. Just because
I'm going to go Joe because he's just smarmy.
Just because of the scene when he stalked his wife.
Exactly, like stuff like that.
And
that's what I'm saying. Like
Barney
doesn't come out like Barney's just like your friend who just keeps not wanting to grow up.
And David Cross is funny.
David Cross is funny.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going Joe. You're going Joe. Where are you going to go? You don't care.
Neil Patrick Harris is kind of okay, but he's also that annoying kind of guy that they bring out on New Year's.
Now we had
get him out there. He'll say something funny.
We had a person win our greatest television and TV character of all time.
Huh?
Do you remember?
Who?
Eric Cartman.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Eric Cartman of South Park fame. It was the big winner of the biggest and best television character of all time. Now, Cartman comes in a ranking of number 5 on our list here.
512.
He's going to be taking on Marnie Michaels of the television show Girls.
No. No. Eric made a boy eat his parents.
Correct.
In front of his
Scott
favorite
Tenorman.
band, Radiohead.
Scott Tenorman in front of Radiohead.
And then Radiohead said, that is the most uncool kid I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to the jerk factor, Eric Cartman is also, once again, that lovable loser, like that lovable a-hole.
And he can get sentimental.
I'm going to go Cartman.
Sometimes, yeah.
I'm definitely going to go
like
Cartman.
Cartman, too.
You like Cartman, too? Okay.
Yeah.
Cartman is moving on there, as well as that last one that he won.
Yeah.
Well, let's just get to this. There's a movie called Step Brothers. And they have a brother named Derek Huff.
Oh, man. He's
played by Adam McKay, or what's his name? Or
Adam Scott.
Adam Scott. I'm sorry, Adam Scott. And I love Derek Huff.
He kind of got his,
but Derek's great. Derek Huff is a great,
he's
smarmy
perfect in that.
jerk.
He's the thing about him is he's good at being the lovable Jason Bateman type. If you can't get Jason Bateman, you need like a heartthrobby, nerdy looking guy. Or if you need just a little jerky guy.
Remember him in the car with his wife singing with the kids?
Yeah, he's like yelling at him, right here, I'm over here. But like I said, though, he got his in the end because his wife was
sure
doing it with
Yeah.
the other guy.
Derek Huff who is a powerhouse, in my opinion,
Yes,
is
he
going to
is.
go up against Eleanor Shellstrop of The Good Place, which is Kristen Bell.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I like
She
Eleanor
is
Shellstrop.
jerky.
She is quite the jerk. Like, literally, the reason she ends up in heaven is because of a jerk moment. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't think she touches Derek.
No.
Derek's like a force to
He's
be
really
reckoned
jerky,
with.
and
He
never
really is.
doesn't become jerky. She's
It's the Catalina wine mixer, bro.
I mean, before season 1's over, she's actually a pretty decent person.
Yeah, I'm going to go Derek Huff.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, so Derek moves on. Moving on in our tournament of pop culture, the television show Veep has an individual by the name of Jonah Ryan. Jonah will be going up against Jamie Tart of Ted Lasso fame. If you watch the TV show Ted Lasso,
Oh, he's a smarmy little
he
weasel.
is a smarmy little weasel, but
He's very likable because he's funny.
He's likable because he is funny. Like
He is
he is
funny.
that old Cockney. Like that's
He's
what
good.
He reminds me of what you would be over in England.
I bet.
You really would like a curmudgeon,
Nice.
like a true curmudgeon.
Yeah, I'd be ruling England.
I'm gonna go Jamie Tart here.
I think you're right.
I'm not against Jonah Ryan. I just feel
No,
like
no,
Jamie
no.
Tart's a much stronger. Excuse me.
Ooh, yeah, sorry about that.
Jonah Ryan is a much more or less memorable. Let's say that less memorable character than a Jamie Tart is. I'm going to go Jamie.
And he doesn't have a song.
And he doesn't have a song.
I've never seen either of these either.
Oh, you haven't seen
watch
Ted
entirely
Lasso?
way
It's not
too much
bad.
TV.
No, Ted Lasso's fantastic. All right.
You could get the 7-day free trial, and if you
I have
really,
it.
oh, you already have Apple
I-
TV.
I
You
have-
haven't watched it.
I had no, and I've never watched it.
Oh, it's fantastic. You should watch it.
I get stuck in watching these shows that have like 24 episode seasons.
Right?
And they've been on for 20 years.
You're like me.
So I do that. So I miss
Oh,
all the
like
new stuff.
Forged in Fire? Because I'll do that. 28 episodes of just making knives.
Like I have so much stuff I haven't watched,
Right.
and when I had some time, you know what I watched? I watched an episode of Raw from like August of 1998. That's what I watched. I'm so stupid.
Were you guys ever fans of the show Hey Arnold?
That was
No, I know what
me.
it is,
I'm
but
too old for that.
yeah, my kids didn't really get. Wasn't that the same guys that do Rugrats?
It is.
Yeah,
Helga Pataki is the character
that mean teacher.
in Hey Arnold. Yes, correct.
Yeah,
And going up against Roman Roy of Succession.
that
And that's a
Culkin kid.
Yeah, that's the Kieran
Yeah.
Culkin kid.
He's he's pretty jerky. That
I'm gonna go Roman Roy.
I'll,
I don't think
hot, though.
I'll go with the
Helga.
Culkin.
he's so much hotter than her.
You go with the Culkin.
I'll go with the Culkin.
All right,
When
Roman
in
moves
doubt,
on.
in the season of giving, give it to a Culkin.
You said Hey Arnold is in that Rugrats. Well, next up is Angelica Pickles
Oh,
of
yes.
Rugrats.
Yes.
Against,
Sits into that child.
but she's going up against a powerhouse in his own right, Phil Connors of Groundhog Day.
Oh,
Yes.
he's pretty jerky.
He is
She's
a-
annoying. He's jerky.
How far does annoying play? Because I feel like annoying can play a real strong part. I'm not sure.
But he becomes really nice. Betters himself, but he does it to get a chick.
Angela
It's
never
kinda-
betters herself. It's like
No, she's a
Angela-
whiny little brat.
A bully.
Yeah,
right, but
you do this.
but it's like it's the bully you actually appreciate when you get older. You're like, oh, that was
Foot to, like,
okay
a
that
little
they were
child.
a little rough around me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it
Yeah.
built some character.
I
in me.
suppose.
I'm gonna go Angelica Pickles.
I'm going to go Groundhog Day.
You're going Groundhog Day. Phil Connors.
Thank you.
That means our friend Jason Kull has the deciding vote here.
It's Groundhog Day.
It's Rugrats,
Again.
Jay.
We'll just.
It's Rugrats. That's what it is.
Do
It's
it.
Angelica
Sanderson
Pickles.
from high school?
Ned Sanderson.
Can we get out of
High
here?
school. Can we
I've
go?
been thinking about you. He starts rubbing
That
it.
is hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
Then he lays
All right, I might go Phil then. That might have talked me. I'm gonna go Phil. That talked me into Phil Connors.
What is it? She studies like something 15th century French art. You're
Now,
like, what
the next one
Playing the piano.
might surprise some people. The next one might surprise some people, and it could be a dark horse. I feel like of all television and movies, biggest jerk could be a dark horse.
Yes.
Someone that you're not typically thinking of, but once I tell you, you go, oh, yeah, for sure. Han Solo of Star Wars.
He killed a guy in cold blood.
Han Solo of Star Wars. And you might sit there for a second and think, but wait, and it's like, yeah, but wait. He is kind of a jerk. He's a jerk to Greedo. He's a jerk to everybody. He tries to lie to Luke and Leia.
Yeah.
He tries to lie to everybody.
Yeah.
Like, he screws people over. Like, Han Solo.
A scoundrel.
He's a raider.
That's why he got the carbonite.
He's a raider. Yeah, exactly. That's his job. He raids people and takes their stuff.
Yeah.
So he's a jerk, but he's going up against a literary jerk of historical value. I'm getting ready to throw this one out there.
John Wilkes Booth.
Because when I say it, a young Jenna, I feel a young Jenna will come to the defense of said character and go, oh, hell yeah. That is a jerk right there.
Oh, is it the werewolf in Twilight?
It's not, but that's close. She was Team Edward. She was Team Edward all day.
No. I was Team Emmett.
Team Emmett.
I
Oh,
like the big
that?
bulky guy.
Who's that?
I had a shirt. My best friend had one that was Team Edward. I'm ashamed to admit this. This was in like our mid-20s.
Han Solo is going up against the literary character and Disney icon also.
I was Team Wooden Steak.
Gaston from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, I do.
And
dislike Gaston
Right?
immensely.
He's
That's
trying
what
to
I'm
set up
saying.
a guy.
See, here's the problem. Jason, here's the problem. I pointed it out. Look. You can't tell a 6-year-old little girl that Gaston is in a total POS. You see what I'm saying? And right now, that 6-year-old little girl is, I don't care how old this was. She had divorces and everything, and I will win this argument. I am 6 and I will win this one. She's got that person raging in her right now. She wants Gaston so bad. You have no idea. And I don't think that that's far off. I don't think that that's a hard pick. I wouldn't disagree with it if it happened. I do see the value in a Han Solo, though. I do see why they think he is a jerk.
Gaston tried to kill the Beast, but Han Solo shot Greedo dead.
Yeah,
He's killed multiple stormtroopers.
Absolutely no redeeming qualities about Gaston whatsoever. None.
He doesn't
didn't
have
want
none.
us reading books and thinking. It was dangerous.
I mean, Han Solo was...
Rub my feet, have some babies, clean the latest kill.
He
I watched that
was
movie so many times.
Han Solo was complicit in killing thousands.
What year were you born?
81.
Thousands.
81. Okay, so yeah, that would have been right in your
Empirical
wheelhouse.
troops.
Yeah.
Boom, right there. 6-year-old is
Gaston was
screaming right now.
I mean,
That
think
is
about
It
it.
is Gaston. And
How-
by the way, the 6-year-old also saw Han Solo at that time, but she cared more about Luke Skywalker and
Right,
that green lightsaber.
How many people do you think were working in that Death Star when Han helped Luke blow it up?
That's what I'm saying. He
Right?
killed a lot of people.
Right? There's a lot of right-wing people that think
And by
Han
the
Solo's a
way,
terrorist.
by the way,
The Empire.
the government that was in power, hold
Right,
on,
they were
the
horrible
government that
people.
was in power were horrible people, but they were the ones in power of the
Yeah.
entire planet.
You made your
These
bed.
were the rebels,
right?
right? These are the guys.
Where's the
not these are-
Contras?
I'm assuming that Jenna is going to go Gaston. Would I be correct? Or
Actually,
do you feel Han Solo's there?
all right. Because I don't want to give him the satisfaction of moving on in the bracket, I'm going to go with Han Solo. I want Gaston out. He's not a jerk. He's worse than that.
Right? He's a
No.
pathetic loser.
Han Solo at least has some redeeming
Can't
quality.
even face a man.
But it's a bigger jerk.
Yeah.
And Gaston is definitely
Oh, he is a bigger
bigger
jerk. Yeah.
jerk.
I don't know.
Fine.
I was
just
like,
wanted to
But I see that too. I'm going to go with you on Han Solo then.
All right.
All right. Way to go, Han. You jerky loser.
Take
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. We're going to take a quick break here on the Q Now. When we come back, more with the tournament of pop culture. We'll be back right after this.
Father of mine, tell me where have you been? You know I just closed my eyes, my whole world is up here.
1280 AM KYRO, 102.5 FM,
Back to the day,
WIBH.
yeah, when I was still your golden boy, back before you went away.
Jason Kull and Jenna Roberson. Tournament of pop culture is what we're in the middle of. My name's Mark. And we are on to the next round.
Yeah.
We've got 8
Moving
bad
on.
boys that are ready to tangle with each other.
Yeah, bad boy.
Starting with our friend Squidward from SpongeBob.
Jerk.
He is going up against Job Bluth of Arrested Development. Interesting. That's a tougher call.
Right? A little bit.
Because I feel like Job and Squidward share a lot of similar jerk qualities. Man, I just...
I don't know.
Squidward, to me, I feel is edging him out. Squidward kind of crosses into pop culture. Everyone knows that Squidward knows. Like, everyone knows it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
He's even got a jerky voice.
I mean, they literally gave him a nose that is supposed to represent a phallic because he acts like a D all the time. Now, Job, once again,
face,
the
bud.
classic like villain in the daily, or what do they call those? The during the daytime.
What's that?
The daytime programs, soap operas.
operas.
Job is more in that realm. I'm going to go Squidward.
I'm going to go Squidward.
All right.
Yeah, he's jerky.
Squidward is moving on, doing a great job, and actually kind of surprising me. Next up, a very tough matchup. We have one Cartman from
jerky.
South Park.
It's evil.
Very turkey.
It's evil.
Versus Step Brothers Derek Huff.
He's more mean to one.
Did you put your nuts on my drum set? Did you do that? Did you put your nuts on my drum set? I was watching People's Court and Judge Wapner. Derek Huff, the horrible father from Step Brothers.
Yeah, he's not a nice guy.
I want fancy
Kids are
sauce.
gonna be
I want fancy sauce. That's what I'm just saying. I want fancy sauce. Can I have some fancy sauce? Cartman, though, Cartman is kind of like the jerk of the crew, right?
Yeah,
like if he's got a position, like so. Whereas Derek
their
is a
strong
jerk
man.
character.
Yeah, he's
right?
a solo jerk.
Like Cartman can either go solo on his own, but he is also part of a group, a quattro. He's part of a crew where his job specifically in the crew is to be the jerk of the crew. It's not Stan and Kyle who are the jerks of the crew.
No.
And actually, Kenny's a little bit more of a jerk than those two guys are.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's Kenny and Cartman who are technically the jerks of the crew, and Cartman stands out by far. Jerk qualities. He does all kinds of stuff.
He is.
He put
he is a
pubes. Remember, he
leader.
put pubes in the chili. Put his pubes. He put his own pubes. He put Scott Tenorman's pubes. He put Scott Tenorman's pubes in the chili. He shaved them off. Before he killed him, he shaved them off. He put them in the chili and he fed it to. It was crazy. It was nuts. All right, Eric Cartman.
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Yes,
it's Eric
yeah,
Cartman.
right?
Like Cartman is killing me here. Next up, we have Jamie Tart of Ted Lasso. Such a good show.
Yes.
You know, one thing that I don't think when we're talking about these jerk characters, some of them are actually stationed in what I would consider really well-rounded shows, like Arrested Development.
Yes.
Well-rounded shows. Even some of the cartoons, like Rugrats, is a well-rounded. Like the characters are well-developed. Yeah. And I think that really helps some of these characters stand out a little bit more.
Yeah.
The genuineness of Jason Sudeikis and those guys in the show Ted Lasso.
Yes.
As people, like you could tell, like just honestly as people for their characters,
people that really care about each other.
Jamie Tart like stands out that much more. That much more. He's going to go up against Roman Roy of Succession.
Yeah.
I feel
Jamie Tart's cocky. Roman's sort of cocky, but he's more sociopathic than cocky.
Which would make him a jerk.
Yeah.
Quite the jerk. I don't know. I think Jamie Tart's a bigger jerk.
Because he's cocky and arrogant.
Because he's arrogant and puts it in your face.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Jamie Tart.
Jamie Tart.
Jamie Tart. Jamie Tart.
I'm going Jamie Tart.
You're going Jamie Tart too? All right. So Jamie Tart is moving on. All right. With that being said, Phil Connors of Groundhog Day made it past Angelica Pickles and is now going up against Gaston Slayer Han Solo.
That's tough.
That is tough. I'm going to go Han Solo, though.
Phil's pretty jerky.
He's a bit jerky, but at the same, but
Han Solo shot a guy.
I feel like
blew up a place of business.
But I also feel like the way that
with a pipe bomb.
You know what's the beauty of Bill Murray is that Bill Murray, when he plays Bill Murray, is great.
All right.
Okay, and how he would handle a human being in real life is how I feel these characters.
He's doing it right.
Is how he's doing it in these shows anyway, and in these characters anyway.
I think
so. Like just the way that he handled him, like come with me, all that. I think that kind of sullies the value of the Phil Connors for me. I'm gonna go Han Solo.
I'm still sticking with Phil Connors.
I mean, come on, when he names all the answers on Jeopardy, like 5 seconds before, and he says the name, then he says the answer for the one before they even ask the question. Those old people are freaking out because like if he woke up the next day, if he did that every day, those people wake up the next day and are like, "Oh my god, this crazy thing happened," and no one will believe him, and they'll put him in a home. That's pretty jerky.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm going to go Phil Connors.
Yeah.
All right, Phil Connors moves on.
Yeah.
We are down to our final four.
I just don't want Han Solo to be thought of as that jerky. He's kind of jerky, but come on, he saves lives too.
That's true.
Squidward versus Cartman.
Oh, no, that's kind of easy, really.
I feel that's Cartman.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's going to think that that's Cartman.
Right.
And I am starting to notice something. Jamie Tart versus Phil Connor.
See, I don't know the other person, so that's kind of hard.
He's just like an arrogant English footballer.
The accent always makes it worse.
His is real whiny.
Yeah,
like
his is very whiny, very me,
like
pick me, I'm the guy.
Blue collar English. You know, like real but kind of soft.
That would be, I know what you mean.
You know what? I might go Connors here. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Connor over Jamie Tart.
More jerky,
I will
less arrogant.
go with Phil Connors as well.
All right, Phil Connors is moving on into the final,
Yes.
where it is him, Phil Connors, versus Eric Cartman.
Oh, wow. Phil Connors didn't kill that cameraman's parents. Feed it to him in a
Everybody
shepherd's
loves Cartman.
But he drove off the cliff with
He
Punxsutawney
did,
Phil.
yeah. What if he really did die?
I mean, he was trying to kill
He would have
Punxsutawney
killed
Phil.
him. He
was
It was
trying to kill
second-degree murder.
Punxsutawney.
Like,
It was.
he knew what would happen could kill him, but he did it anyway.
I just don't think that Cartman is just so endowed pop culture wise. Like he is
Right.
just that kid, whiny,
Right.
cheesy pimps, mom, give me the mom, mom,
Right. Like, you could say, like...
get away, Kay.
Like, you could say that Phil has, like, a day. Cartman has every day.
Like,
And
it's
weekends,
all
it's
like
never
yes.
not around.
I think our winner here on this bracket is Eric Cartman, ladies and gentlemen.
so.
And he is set into the finals. So let's see. Who do we got?
in.
Who do we got in our finals, sir?
Biff?
I think now we have Biff Tannen, right?
Yep.
I think we have Larry David.
Yep.
We have Cartman.
Yep.
And then...
And then last week's was...
That's a great question.
Right? Why can't
Or
I remember that?
Wait, was that Larry
It was
David?
last week Larry David.
That might have been Larry David
it's
last
crossing
week.
over in my brain.
The week
We'll find
before
it, though.
that, we'll figure. Shooter McGavin, right? Or no?
Oh,
Was it?
did he
Was
make
it Shooter McGavin? Yeah, it was Shooter
was
McGavin.
Shooter, yeah,
it
that
was Shooter
was first
McGavin
week.
in the first week.
Yeah.
That's right. He was the big jerk.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a hell of a matchup right there. So we're going to save that until our next show when Marcus is here. That is going to be a super duper fun time. I swear to God, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. You have, like I said, you've just had Porn on the brain.
On it.
On the brain.
On it.
We're not
write
sure
that.
why.
Just like a Hallmark movie.
There's-
Hallmark movie.
It's
You take a
Hallmark.
Hallmark movie, and then when they like break, put them doing it. It's probably the world's greatest porno.
All right, now check this out.
Because it's that type of acting.
Almost family friendly.
Sort of like
I gotta hear-
high value for porn.
Switch up lanes. Come here. Come with me.
Yes.
Switch lanes.
Yes.
New dating term.
Yes.
Jenna, I've got to get your opinion on this.
Okay.
New dating term. Golden retriever man.
What?
All right. Some single women are looking for a guy who's attractive.
I was gonna say,
Others want someone funny.
All right, I'm out.
Someone with a certain career or someone who's more family focused. Others want a golden retriever man.
Okay, I might be in then.
It's a new quality.
What does that mean?
There is a new dating term that is picking up steam called golden retriever man. That's a guy who, like the breed of the dog, is sweet, gentle, affectionate, and eager to please.
Oh.
Not to mention
I'm in.
easy to train.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
And maybe a little sporty, like Air Bud, huh? Yeah.
I might have had a little too much of this apple. Let me reconsider.
Urban Dictionary defines this type of guy as a significant other that's easygoing and makes it fairly simple to maintain a happy and fulfilling relationship. I am definitely not a golden retriever man.
No, I can imagine.
Not. My wife would not call me that. It is unclear what made the term go viral, but this could have something to do with it. Some say the term applies to Taylor Swift's new boyfriend, Travis Kelce.
What did he do?
Others that it might fit the bill include Shawn Mendes and Tom Holland. It isn't
Tom
supposed
Holland
to have a
seems like that.
derogatory slant. In fact,
he's a
it's
nice
kind of
guy.
more of a good thing to be this type of a softer, sexier, Travis Kelce-like soul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He seems nice.
He does. He just seems like a sweet
people,
young man. Sweet guy, right?
He seems that way. I mean, and his mom seems nice. Like her mom seems nice. They just seem like
They
nice
all
people.
seem like they're just fine doing their thing. So let's
Right.
just let them keep doing their thing. And we're all good in the world, right?
Yeah.
But we don't need to keep bringing it up every 3 seconds. And by the way, congratulations on the Time Person of the Year award. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool
way
for
to go.
Taylor Swift. And by the way, that totally makes sense. I had other people going, well, why wasn't it something in science or this or
Yeah,
blah, blah,
what
blah, blah, blah.
science?
I go,
You guys won't take
I
anything.
said, listen, yeah, not only that,
Right.
I'm just like, all I heard about this year from the beginning of the year to the end of the year was Taylor Swift. I even watched the Eras Tour movie this year simply because of Taylor Swift. And I like Taylor.
Yeah.
I've famously told my stories on here of Taylor and me and hanging out with her and her mom down in Nashville. Outside of that, there was nobody else that really kind of Zelensky maybe came to the top of my head.
Yeah, but that could have been last year too.
But that was more last year also. Do you see what I'm saying? So
she had that huge tour, the huge movie. She's got another tour coming in 2024. It's like the Time Person of the Year should be someone looking forward. No one's looking more forward than her.
yeah, for
She's gonna
sure.
kill 4 cities.
Oh, don't worry.
Demolish
Once
them
that
for a
civil
weekend.
war starts, that purge, once
Yeah.
that purge starts.
We have all the Hollywood money. We're set.
She got 40,000.
Right?
Is that the right number?
They
People
have-
to register to vote.
They have Texas oil money, but we can sweet talk Mexico. You can blow up oil wells.
You can't
Ask
blow up.
Iraq.
That is
Yeah, we can blow up oil wells. That's right.
We've got Hollywood cash.
We got ties to
got
the
money.
to the Sonola cartels and stuff like that
Right.
if we need.
Right?
We can do what we need to do. Listen, the United States of America. One thing I will. Hey, everybody. Before we go to break, everybody, hear me out. Hear me out. Don't ever underestimate the United States of America. For everything legitimate and above board that we have, and you know how there's other countries that have to do black market stuff? Yeah. We get real deep on that too. Real deep. We got some black market ties that are pretty sick also. Okay? So that's what
Where
I'm
do you
saying.
think that stuff's
you
going?
don't understand.
We are the black market.
Listen. We are the
buying
empire.
that?
No, we are the empire. We are the empire, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care
didn't
what
turn out well.
We are the empire. Sadly, we are the empire though. We are the United States is the empire. They are the place currently in history and
Right.
in this part of this timeline where we control the world.
Right.
We kind of are the big dog on the block. There's nothing we can do about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, More with myself, Jenna, and Jason. I've got another game I want to play. No stupid questions. I think you're going to love this one, okay? So when we come back, we're going to play No Stupid Questions. What is this? We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this. .5 FM. WIBH. 1280 AM KYRO. Mark Bland, Jason Kull, Jenna Roberson, and we are hanging out with you on this beautiful Saturday.
Look outside.
And there's only one thing we're doing, Jason.
Rockin'.
That's right.
One after the other.
Breaking the law, breaking the law. That's right. Breaking the law, breaking the law. All right, welcome back to the show. I have a thing that I want to do called No Stupid Questions, Jason.
Right.
I found a spot where people get together and they just post what they consider no stupid questions.
Yeah, ask anything.
So, we are going to answer these 9 found in an order.
Yeah.
Like right straight from where I saw this, okay? No stupid questions. All right? And I want to judge these questions and see where you guys stand on these. Maybe these are questions that we can give a great answer to, right? If these are not stupid questions, they're good questions, then we're going to give them great answers.
All right.
That's the way I feel this. All right. Number 1. Is it socially acceptable not to wear a bra? I don't think it for dudes don't matter one way or the other, like whether a girl's wearing a bra or not. Most dudes aren't paying attention.
I think if you're an adult, you can do what you want.
What about on the woman's side of things?
A girl who should need a bra
I think
should probably wear one.
Socially, we're expected to wear one, but should we have to? Should it be a
go for
problem? Should it be a thing?
Acceptable,
No.
yeah.
But I think it's expected.
Is it socially acceptable to not wear one? Like if you don't wear one, is that okay?
Personally, I think it is, but other people may not.
Do what you want.
I don't know. Like who's dying on that hill though?
Right?
Who is dying on that hill?
You need to put on a bra.
Because this is no stupid questions. These are questions that people feel like they normally would be timid to ask.
Yeah.
So maybe they feel like it's a hill where there was like a lot of division or something. Question number 2. Are you into fit/muscular girls?
No.
I'm
sorry.
I am into
I'm not into girls.
Listen, I am into
into that.
Listen. Me and my wife are so far from where we used to be in our prime, I would call it.
Yeah.
That it doesn't matter anymore. Like I don't look at anything in those terms one way or the other. My preference is I've always been into a fit woman. Muscular has never been my go-to. I've never been a muscular person.
Oh, like China. Remember China?
Like, yeah, I'm not into a muscular woman. I'm just not. I'm not into a muscular woman. Are you into a fit or muscular guy? Like, do you like your men to be muscular? Does it matter to you?
I am team dad bod.
You're team dad bod.
Always have been.
You're into dad bobs?
Dad bods, chubby chaser, whatever you want to call them. Yeah.
Okay.
I like cushion
with huge erect.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't want to feel like I'm laying on a slab of concrete. It doesn't mean I don't think it's beautiful, right?
Sure.
Like
sure.
Shamar
No,
Moore
right.
is a gorgeous man, but I want to snuggle with,
Yeah.
I got you. I see what you're saying. You want that warm, comfy blanket feeling.
Thick.
Why do you keep saying moist and thick? I don't understand.
Are you okay?
Question number 3. Jason, I'm going to ask you this question. Question number 3. Do you delete your ex's nudes once you've broken up?
Wow.
I don't know.
They didn't make that stuff the last time I had a girlfriend who wasn't.
Do you delete? Let's say
But
you guys. Let's say you guys took pictures with the.
I probably
with the
wouldn't.
Let's say
right?
you
Would
took some Polaroids in 1989.
I'd still have them.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I? I'm not gonna go give them to someone, but maybe I want to remember something.
But the question is once you broke up, would you be like, screw it, I'm gonna break them? I don't care. I'm just done. I don't care.
Mark just nuked the studio.
Jesus. All right.
It happens.
But no,
it does.
No,
It does. All right, moving on then. Moving on. Since I can't.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. Why do
I wouldn't do it.
Why do car manufacturers not make cheap cars shaped like supercars? Now,
Right, hey,
that's actually not a bad idea. Like, okay, so you know how like Lamborghinis look like Lamborghinis?
Yeah.
Well,
make 'em out of plywood.
make a Lamborghini looking car, but just put like a Corvette engine under it. Like,
Yeah.
but make it look the way a Lamborghini looks, and then I'll have a car that looks like a Lamborghini. But
Have
the
you ever
question is
seen those,
why do car manufacturers not make cheap cars shaped like the supercars?
Probably trademark.
Have you ever seen the back of those auto magazines? They have those kit cars you can order, and it's the body
sure.
of
Yeah,
a
exactly.
car, and you can put it together. You have to
Same
but
idea.
You have to know what you're doing.
Same idea. But I think that the dealerships should just do this. Like,
Right?
Like,
Put
okay.
a 4-cylinder engine.
I like those Pan Americas or whatever, Pan Americas
Yeah,
or whatever
yeah.
those are called. Those look dope. I wish there was a company like, okay,
You can make them half price if it goes 100.
ladies and gentlemen,
190.
this has already been proven to be a perfectly working model. That Chrysler 300M
Yeah.
that came out that looked like the Bentley there,
Yeah.
that box style, that thing sold better than any other car at its time period.
Yeah, for
for
that type
sure,
of car.
because everybody thought you gave me the look that I
Right.
desire in that
looks
Bentley
cool.
look,
Looks
but you gave it
expensive.
to me for $25,000 instead of $150 grand.
Right.
Do you see my point?
Or
So-
more.
So this is a great question here, but I know why they don't do it. They don't, and it's not so much trademark. They don't do it because it allows, if the manufacturers don't try to step on each other's style toes that way, everybody can keep their price points where they're at for their own cars.
Yep.
Because listen, if I'm Ford, sure, I can create something that looks like a Ferrari. I sure can. And I can make
Right.
it fast too and beat Ferrari. I can do all of those things.
But
if I got
$210,000.
them coming after me and I'm going after them, though, they might turn around and create their own thing that looks like a Ford Mustang and then just cut my price margin down. Do you see my point? They're trying to keep the market high.
Yeah.
Is what they're trying to do. That's my opinion. I don't
That's
know.
probably why.
I wish I could remember what I watched. It was something on like Netflix or Hulu, I think, but it was a whole story about how the auto industry, the car dealers, they do this like big thing down, somewhere like Montana or Nevada somewhere, but they all get together and have like this big wild weekend, and basically they just glad hand with each other, and they apparently like the most influential pack in this country
They
right
get
now, I guess, that we
together
know
and
about,
what they're
and they
gonna-
influence stuff to make sure to keep their car prices where they're at, and keep like
sure.
it was a whole thing I watched.
Well,
Like, wow,
guys,
I didn't realize this.
It's one of those. First off, a car.
Prostitution's up and
It's
that
The
much-
debauchery looks off the hook at this place.
A car, as much as we want to think of it as like a daily or week to week need anyway,
Yeah.
right? We look at it as just like having a refrigerator at our house.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just the problem is it truly is a luxury style item. Like you're talking 30 grand that you have to pay over a 5 to 6 year period, 7
Yeah.
years, whatever it is, period. And it's like 30, 35 grand. And nowadays that's your base models are like
Yeah, you get
35 to
nothing with
40
that.
grand right now. So it's nuts right now. And if you're got to pay those kind of prices, like
There was one. What company came out and said they've cut their prices on a bunch of cars? They were like, times are tough, and we recognize that, so we've slashed prices. It might have been Chrysler, maybe.
I think
Chrysler or Chevy. It was one of those guys.
I do everything
I'll have to
possible
look that
not
up.
to have to buy a car. I would
Right?
drive mine
It's the
into
worst,
ground.
man. They're just the worst.
I think our friend Jenna is going to love this next one.
Uh-oh.
Do flat earthers believe only the earth is flat or that other planets are also flat?
Right?
Well, that's a great question, right? So if the moon is just a projection and everything's flat, right? So the moon can't exist. It'd have to be flat too.
Like, what do they think? The Earth is like a giant sandbox? Where do they think like water would go? And if the Earth is flat,
Like the Truman Show?
well, here's the thing: like, if the Earth is flat, that means somewhere.
Oh, well, there's an
there
ice
has
wall.
to be someone.
There's an ice wall that the FBI
that
keeps us
lives.
from.
No.
But that would
course
mean
they
there
do.
has to be someone somewhere that lives right at the edge of Earth.
There has
we
to.
would know Earth was flat. These people would be like, listen, we live in this town, and if you look over the edge, look, there's space.
I just want to say
Do
that.
they believe in space? Like,
Listen,
I mean, do you think
I
that
just want to
exists?
say, listen, I just want to say William Eigel has mental illness. Okay, that's all I want to
Is that he's one of them?
Bill Eigel has mental illness.
Like, it makes no sense.
He's got.
Wait, he's a flat earther?
I don't
And
know. It
that's the thing,
doesn't
it's
really
like,
matter. He's
if
got
the Earth
mental
was
illness
flat, someone would know, 'cause someone has to live
these
there.
people all have mental illness. And it's mental illness, Jason. You asked the question,
Right?
what's the problem? Like, why is it the way it is? It's mental illness.
Right?
It's mental illness. Question 6. What happens to someone's savings and property when they die but don't have a will, no children, and were never married? I think it just goes to the state. I think we all have this understanding of how things are like deferred after the fact.
I
right?
forget what the law is, but there is a certain drop in family that you can go to still.
Oh, they
be
probably look for next of kin. They probably
it's like
search for next of kin.
second cousin, I think, to where you could be like, I'm the only one. Everyone else is dead. You know,
Wow.
We'd
and
rather
you
find
can get all
somebody
their money.
so they can pay the taxes as opposed to having to just like piece it off themselves, right?
Question number 7. Is a buzz cut on a man actually unattractive?
Yeah, it's aggressive looking.
I'm not going to lie to you. Jay is right. Like, dudes.
It can be anyway.
Some dudes can carry a buzz cut, but the ones that can carry a true good-looking buzz cut almost look bald with it. They almost look bald with it, but it's not. When you get up close on it, you see that it's got like the squareness to it. Like, there's a certain style of hair that kind of works with that buzz cut, and everything else is just aggressive. Yeah. And a lot of people end up just Gomer Pyle it and just like what's his name? Like Pyle or what was his?
That's okay.
What was his name in Private Joker? Or not Joker? Was it Joker? No, it's Joker.
They called him Private Pyle. I forget what his name.
Private Pyle. He called him Private Pyle.
What his real name was?
Well, Vince Vaughn, or not Vince Vaughn.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio. But yeah, that's what eventually ends up happening when you can't carry a buzz cut properly. Like a good buzz cut is, to me, unattractive.
like
it's just not an attractive. Are you into buzz cut on guys?
The neighbor.
I think most of like the bad guys and like G.I. Joe.
That's what I was gonna say.
and stuff,
The bad guy, like the
I was
neighbor.
trained as a child that everyone had a buzz cut was super aggressive.
Like the neighbor in American Beauty. He had a buzz cut.
Anything
He's crazy.
Anything that Jean-Claude Van Damme starred in, literally.
Anyone out to kill him had a buzz cut.
Question number 8. Why are Velcro shoes not in style? This is an interesting question. Remember back in the 80s when Velcro first came out? Remember when it first came out?
And like Velcro.
Like there were shoes that were Velcro. I had a pair.
They sort of snuck it in on you. Like
I had
the
a pair
top
of
had a Velcro, but nothing else did.
I had a pair of kangaroos.
Nah.
With the Tony Glavine kangaroos with the zipper pocket, and there was a Velcro. There was a Velcro flap on it. And I love that Velcro flap. But I love those Velcro flaps on those shoes.
I don't see anything wrong.
I don't think I had Velcro shoes.
I think we've come a long way.
I had shoes that had Velcro straps.
I think they've also come a long way with the way Velcro is like designed and developed and how it works nowadays compared to like 40 years ago. Like I feel like things are better now, so like they could become popular.
Remember those?
It's just one of those things you're just taught to tie your shoes when you're a kid, and they just make a lot of shoes with ties on them, so everybody does that. But I will say, over the last 10 years specifically, the teens is where I saw more slip-on shoes and more Velcro style shoes become popular than any other time in my life.
I can remember as a kid being down in the mall in my town and seeing a lot of older guys walking around with solid black Velcro strap shoes
and those dang gray like
black socks with their shorts,
or
those Boy Scout socks that were like green with the red top
with
around.
the red top.
Right, those. Yeah. All right. Question number 9: is it normal as you get older to prefer being by yourself more?
Maybe.
I would say that.
I think you can hit spots.
I would say so.
You can hit spots. I mean, you know what? After you get older, you don't feel the need to be around everyone all the time. You know? Not that starved for attention. Maybe.
Ooh, that's true.
Here.
But yeah, I think that eventually just like friendships dwindle and life dwindles, and before you know it,
you're just hanging out. And, it's nice to look in.
Life
on someone,
moves on,
right? Answer a text.
You're your own best company.
You move on.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to get out of here on the Q Now. I want to thank Jenna Roberson.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Candidate in House District 63 in Wentzville, Missouri. Make sure you guys check her out on social media and wherever you see stuff with her.
Yeah, if you're into cool people.
Jason Kull, thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
And that's going to do it for us here. Check out the QNow.com, old episodes, new episodes, and everything in between. We appreciate WIBH and KYRO respectively.
R.I.P. Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph Sorrell.
R.I.P. Ralphie boy.
All right. That's going to do it for us here on this episode of the Q Now. We will see you guys next time on the show.